Okay, thank you, Mr. Tanner. Mr. Callahan, Chairman Callahan?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chairman, to Angie, was there another possible grant that was out there for ADA that we were going to be looking at for restrooms? Recycle grant of that type of?
I believe that our department did do some research with the county solid waste to see how we could reduce the cost by using recycled materials. I don't have the numbers, but I know that there was some contact made with the county on that.
Okay.
And I can get those numbers for you for the meeting on the 26th as well.
Okay, thank you.
Mrs. Mitchell?
I really think, as I said, we're beating a dead horse about these restrooms. I don't think you guys are listening to Mr. Gustav when he says they're not going to be open this year. They're putting porta potties in. Why? And I agree, they need to be done. The need is there. But if this money can bring back some people to work, perhaps, or be put in programs to bring our kids some activities and our seniors some activities, then I think that's where it should go. I'm not saying the restrooms don't need to be done. They do. They absolutely do. And if we could find the money to do that, great. But right now, we need to focus on what we can do right now. Thank you.
Oh, Mrs. Byington?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to make clear that there is a cap, though, on the public service. So any activities that the parks would be providing would be under that cap. So the maximum amount is $26,952.90.
Okay, Mr. Krischer?
Yeah, just that's what I was going to mention about the solid waste grant. Last time I talked to Angie and them, they said they still had money over there. And I forgot to bring that up earlier with the ADA money. I mean, a little bit counts here and there, so another thing is when we built Thomas Shores Recreational Center, we did I'm not sure what you call it, but maybe Angie could fill me in. I asked her about a loan process.
Through you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I believe you're speaking of the 108 loan. It's a block grant. It's tied to your block grant and your future allocations. You can basically take a loan on future allocations and just not get as much money the following years. We are not eligible to do that with these funds. That was in the guidelines. So if that's something you'd like to consider, it would have to be for the next block grant year.
Yeah, so I'm just, it was all real fast and furious last time, but this is long-term goals we need to set here for our city and not just think for tomorrow or today. So then
Okay, if the committee has no more questions, we'll go to the audience. Any more questions from committee members? If not, we'll go to the audience. Is there someone that wants to come up and speak about the grant money? Yes, ma'am, just please come up, state your name and your address for us, please.
Tamala Grubb, Main Street, Elyria, 104 Middle Avenue. On behalf of the Main Street Elyria Board, I'm here again to hope that the committee remembers the importance of the downtown and when recommending the use of the CDBG funds. Main Street Elyria would like to suggest or request the use of the funds in the downtown with a focus on economic development, a focus on the creation of a revolving loan fund, or to create new jobs, and or a emergency fund to sustain the existing businesses that we do have downtown. Also, other options right now, our sidewalks are in need of repair, and facade improvements, parking improvements are always needed, and land acquisition for them. And also, last but not least, and I know I always ask for this, but a downtown police officer. So thank you very much for your consideration.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Grubb. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come up and speak on the CDBG money? Okay.
Chair, I got a question for Angie.
Who?
Or Mrs. Byington.
Mrs. Byington, okay.
The $70,000 you're talking about, this is, could you explain that it's money that wasn't in the calculations? Is that, so we're going to have $70,000 plus from last year, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So we have the CDBG-R.
Not is separate.
We have the CDBG-R, then we have regular CDBG money, $70,000.
Right, but that money can only be allotted to the existing activities that were passed, and you cannot increase any of the activity line items more than 10% of what we had already appropriated into them.
Okay. Then I'd like to, see that at least 10% go in the emergency fund too, for the home repair too, so.
Yes, I'll be bringing that forward this, possibly by June 1st.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay. Finance Committee, I guess we will have a recess for about 10 minutes and we'll turn it back over to the, do I need a motion for recess? You want to make, okay.
I'll accept a motion to adjourn the community development.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Question?
Question on the motion. All those in favor of the motion, use the voting sign aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay.